So it's been about a year since I bought my DJI Osmo Pocket 3. And I thought with the holidays coming up and Christmas present research happening right now, I will give you my very honest opinion on the camera and talk about some things that I had wished I would have known before, especially as someone that has never had a professional camera before. Like, this is my first big girl camera that is not just my iPhone. As I said, I bought it in the creator combo, so that means also the little attachment that I'm using right now to film with my tripod. So the attachment that goes onto the tripod. And then it comes with the microphone and of course the battery attachment. It comes with this bag and then another protective case. But I will say right from the get-go, this bag I only use like if I'm traveling and I want to make sure that it's extra safe. Other than that, I don't really use it. I don't use the original protector case that it came with. I use this one, which completely like encompasses the whole gimbal and display section, which to me feels safer than the other one, since that one, it's still open on one end, but that all feels super bulky to me, and this one is very, very tiny, and I feel very secure with it. I will say this is annoying to like open and close every time you want to film. Oh, also the camera of course came with the fisheye lens. Let me put that one on for you. So as you can see a bit more of the mess in my house right now than oops than you would without it. And I like how easy it is to put on. What I don't like is when you turn the camera off, the camera lens like bends into itself to go into like gimbal standby mode, and if you forget to take the lens off, it will fly, and it will fly far, it will fly wherever, which of course if you're at home fine, but if you're outside it's not the nicest. Let's go through the other accessories that I bought as well. So as I told you already, I bought this one, and I saw that there's a new alternative for this, which basically protects the gimbal but doesn't like shut it off, like it's still open so you can leave it on and film, which I think is really cool because this you always have to take off. The creator I saw it on had it from Xiaohongshu, which I cannot reach from Germany. So I'm waiting for it to be available on AliExpress so I can also get that. Then I had first bought this stand to put the camera in by itself, but then I didn't like how bulky it was, and I found a little bit of a smaller version. So usually this is like my camera just lives in this, like this attachment lives inside of here, and whenever I go outside or I film at home, I always just put it in here and film with this. And then the shorter attachment I just have constantly on my tripod. So these are the two options that I use for filming. And then I also bought this whole set. All the accessories I bought on AliExpress. I'm still struggling to open, but it has all these different ND filters, which I'll be honest, where I live, it's not sunny enough, so I didn't get to use them. Anyways, this is the case that I bought. It also comes with a little cloth to keep the camera lenses clean. One last accessory I forgot to talk about is the one that my camera is wearing right now. I'll just quickly take it off. So it's this thing that I have strapped around my camera. And in here, there's I think this is called a horseshoe mount. I don't know. But in here, when I'm filming, I can put my microphone in here, and then like my camera would be in there, the microphone is here, and then you don't have to hold the microphone, or if you cannot attach it to your clothes, it's secure. And it also has, this is a magnet, so you can attach it anywhere. And this is also the second one of these that I have. Let me show you the one I had before and what I didn't like about it. With getting that, I realized I forgot to talk about the fact that there was a mini tripod in the creator combo, but I never used this. Never. The casing that I had before It basically looks the same. It's also from the same brand. Got it also from AliExpress. Works the same way. I will say this is more complicated to take on and off, but you could reach the SD card if this is on. This one is super easy to take off, but you also have to take it off in order to reach the SD card slot. That's the difference. But what I didn't like about this is, so it has the casing, it has the microphone mount, but then it has this thing in the back where you can then attach this magnet and move it around. But as you can tell, this like takes up a lot of space even if the magnet is not attached. And this one is just way more sleek and comfy in your bag. So this is always on my camera because I feel like it doesn't really make it any more bulky. This one was really annoying. Okay, so thoughts on the camera. Super easy to use, like really not complicated at all, especially as I said, I'm someone, I don't have any experience with videography or anything. So this is my first time really doing that. Super easy to use. I'm a big fan of the display. I like that I can see myself. I like how tiny the camera is and it's like very inconspicuous. I don't feel like people really see me filming. Even though, of course, I always think everybody's watching me, but that is really a me problem. I don't think that it's super noticeable. I have also seen other people in public film with this before, and it doesn't put any more attention on yourself than like filming yourself with your phone like this. If anything, it's even less. Video quality, so nice. The videos turn out super nice. Like, of course, we have the motion stabilization, so when you're walking, things still look super smoothly, which I did an initial reaction to the camera where I also show this. You can see that in this video. I also think that the creator combo itself is really worth it since the microphone is super nice quality, especially if you're filming like somewhere where you're not able to talk super loudly. I think this is really useful. I'll turn the microphone off for a second so you can see the difference. The microphone is off now. I think the sound quality without the microphone is also still good, but with the microphone, it's definitely giving higher value kind of video. So let me turn the microphone back on. Also, using the microphone is so easy. Like you just turn it off, turn it on. Also, what I like is that if you press, so here's the on and off button. If you press this button on top of the microphone, you can stop or start the camera. So if you have the camera somewhere further away, you can use your microphone to start the camera. One thing I will say, I hate the app. I think the app is absolute like horrible, so slow. Like I would rather go take the SD card out of this, take my SD card reader, take my laptop and download everything, than connect to the app and like try to get anything from there. So that's that's my beef that I have with the app. I really app and I not friends. One thing that I will say that does make me quite anxious. With that, I will say I'm an anxious girly in general, but especially with this being such a high investment and then it being my first camera and me like feeling like I don't know stuff, me feeling clumsy, I am very anxious about taking this with me outside and like filming with this because I'm just scared that I'm gonna break the gimbal. It feels so flimsy. It doesn't feel flimsy. It's just skinny. She's a skinny girl, so it's a bit scary, I have to say. I find myself taking out my camera out of the bag and then filming, but then of course, like once you hold the camera, you're not filming the whole time. You, especially if you're vlogging, like you're taking it in and out. And I find it a hassle to take it in and out. Take the protector off, I put it back on, I take it off, I put it back on. It's so annoying. And like even if I take the camera and I put it in my jacket pocket, which arguably feels a lot more safe than just throwing it in my big bag, I feel like I have more control over the camera and how it's positioned, how the gimbal is. Is the gimbal okay? But even then, I find myself wanting to put the protector on because it just feels so fragile to me. It feels like a one wrong move and it's gonna be broken. And this is like an almost 700 € camera. So I sometimes find myself wishing that I had a more compact, sturdy feeling camera, one where I'm fine with just chucking it in my bag and calling it a day. but this one I'm like quite nervous about. That is one thing that I will say, and I feel like it has stopped me from taking my camera places, just because I wasn't sure how she would do, how she would hold up. Another thing that I'm not as happy with, so as for settings, I think it's really nice that in the settings you can decide if you always want your camera to start like either facing to the display or facing away from the display, or what I have done, if you just every time you turn your camera back on, it automatically positions itself the way it was when you turned it off. So if you're, for example, vlogging and you're currently in the B-roll mode where you're just filming your surroundings the whole time and you're turning it on and off, it will always go and face that way. And then on the opposite side, if you're currently in the mode of filming yourself always, it will go always that way, which I think is quite useful. What I don't like as much about the gimbal is that sometimes I feel like I don't know what it's doing. Like I have motion and face tracking off. So it's supposed to just stay stable. And of course I might move my camera around, but it's supposed to stay stable. And sometimes it's just like I often get the notification of the like gimbal endpoint has been reached. So it like went over all the way, but I didn't make it go there. I'm just walking with my camera. I have to say it's when I'm not filming, because when I'm filming, I'm holding it steady. But when I'm not filming and I'm just holding it to the side, it just, I feel like focuses on something and just goes to the end point, and then I have to recalibrate it, which honestly doesn't take a lot of time. You just click one button and it's done. But it is still a motion you have to go through that I don't understand why. But then again, I am not a camera expert, so what do I know? Another thing that I really like about this camera though is I feel like it just makes me look pretty. I'll say it like this. I feel like it has a nice, not not in an obnoxious way or in a false advertisement way, but it's like really making you look smooth, I think. It's not highlighting anything that I wouldn't want it to highlight. Let me just put on my phone camera next to me so we can have a comparison. But this is now on the same height, my phone front camera for now. And I feel like even just the shadows that it's catching are completely different. I feel like it's very different. And now let me go to my phone back camera. This is always such a scary place because I don't know what I'm filming, but I think you can see that there's a big difference in how pretty I look in what frame. But just in the lighting it catches, in how it makes your skin look, I think that there is a big difference. And also, of course, this is now shot in the same light settings. This is all the same. And I feel like this one is way better at collecting the light and yeah, not throwing weird shadows. I feel like the iPhone camera really throws super weird shadows. So I think in general, the camera is super tiny, super handy. Like whenever I go to film with her, I just take the camera as it is. And then I have this mini pouch where I have my microphone and my battery stand attachment in there. And that's all. Like you don't need anything else. But then also for some cameras, you don't need anything else. And they're more compact. So like currently I've been thinking of getting one of those Canon vlogging cameras as well, but that's for another time. For now, I'm happy with this. Conclusion, bottom line, if I was talking to myself from a year ago and I wanted to get this camera, I think I would still tell her to get it, but be aware of the anxieties you might feel. Like for me, really the biggest issue that I have with the camera is that I want to take good care of it, but I'm just scared of the gimbal falling apart. I know a lot of creators tell you to just use your phone, like the back camera, just film yourself like that. I cannot live like I cannot make a video if I don't see myself, especially if you're also like more of a shy person. You don't want to walk around with this big thing. It's really nice in that regard. But I feel like if you're looking at this video, you probably already really want her. I think if you do have the money to spend on this. I don't think I have many things where I would say, hey, you should not get this. The only thing is if you're heavily into vlogging and like carrying it around everywhere and you want something that you can just like throw in your bag, don't have to think about it, this might not be the camera for you. I think that it does require more care than a camera that's a bit more sturdy. But at the same time, I think it's a good camera for beginners because it's so easy to use. Since it's such a like well-known, well-liked camera, there are so many pieces of equipment that you can get for it that are not too expensive. And I see so many people use it. Like if I watch YouTube videos of even like K-pop idols, they're all using this camera, and I think that is for a reason. So at the end of the day, if you want the camera, get the camera. These are my general feelings about her. I really hope that I was able to help you make a more informed decision or just hear the opinion of someone that's maybe not an expert and just another girl. If you have any questions about the camera, feel free to ask them in the comment section down below and I will answer them to the best of my ability. If you have any other feedback or just want to talk about the camera, I don't know, feel free to also put that in the comments. If you like the video, feel free to give it a like. If you like the video a lot and you want to see more of me, feel free to give me a follow. And with that, I'm wishing you a beautiful morning, day, noon, evening, night, whatever it is, wherever you are in the world. And thanks for watching. Bye.